Hey everybody, how's it going? RedEyedJedi here and welcome to FlareDaily. Please like, share, and subscribe to get more great crypto content. Now, before we start our show, I want to talk about this. Over here, StreamerLoot.co says, super excited to announce our first exhibitor for the 2021 Loot Fest Vegas, Skytech Gaming PC. Check them out at Loot Fest Vegas. And what Loot Fest is, it's basically like it seems like it's a convention that is for gaming content and creating. So very excited to see what's going on there. I need to talk to my work about that. I don't know what they're doing. I know I'm not a part of that, but I still would like to go check it out since I am a content creator. Um, so we'll have to see. I wonder, hey, Gala Games, maybe you could do something with Loot Fest. That would be awesome. And then that would give me a very good excuse to go down here and check it out. So we'll see. Gala Games, I will tag you in something. I'll figure it out. Hopefully you can get in on this and I can get in on it because my work has no idea about anything that's coming up with the metaverse or with blockchain gaming and just everything that's going to be coming. Like, I try to tell them and they don't understand. Very funny. Sometimes I'll just have to keep talking about it until they see it for themselves. Now let's talk about some depressing news. Or I sell prices if you have the money. Everything is in the negative. Yeah, everything is in the negative. So I don't know. It is what it is. Right now Flare is trading at 99 cents, down 11.41%. So right now you can get the Flare IOU for less than a buck. Next up we have XRP, down 8.35%, trading at 53 cents. And that is even taking a huge dip. So it says a high of 63. That's a 10-cent drop today. For Flare, let's go back because I didn't say what the high was. The high was $1.13. It's now at 99 cents, so it dropped 13 cents. Like, ouch. And then we have Dogecoin, which is down 5.6%, trading at 16 cents, and its high was 22. And then we have Gala, which is down 20%, trading at 1 cent. And actually, the way I have to do Gala is it's 0.010 cents with a high of 0.013 cents. And then we have the Casino coin, down 12.12%, trading at 0.0029. You can now, again, get 3 for a penny. And it was a high of 0.0034. So even this has a drop. And then the last one on the list, because this is what we're going to be talking about today, is ADA Cardano. Which, ooh, look at that right there. Very interesting. I wonder what's going to happen next. Anyways, it is down 7.88%, trading at $1.07 with a high of $1.33. So yes, it's all just taken a huge dip the past few days. And you know what? We might even see a bigger dip. But that's okay. That's okay, because I'm not worried about it. That just means I'm going to have to try and get more money into my crypto as much as I can because I want to be a millionaire. But don't we all? So Market Insider, Business Insider had posted this. which was pretty cool. It was their press release. It says the newly announced NFT marketplace, 888 The New World, plans to revolutionize the NFT and art industry. And so I'm not going to go and read this article, but it's just a cool article that's bringing it to everyone's attention about NFTs, the new world, what's going on, you know. So I don't know, just very cool. There's not a whole lot of exciting information in there, but for people that don't know what we know, it's good news. And then look at this. Even Dolce and Gabbana are getting into the NFT world. Like everyone is. Everyone is talking about NFTs. Oh, where was I? I can't even remember where I was, but I was talking to someone else about NFTs, and like, oh, well, my work was talking about NFT. And like, wow, this is where we come. Like just months ago, I was making videos trying to explain to everyone what NFTs were, and today everyone knows what an NFT is, or they're starting to catch on. So really, really cool. That just means I have to put some double time in, getting it back to some contacts that I had tried to talk to a while ago about putting together some NFTs for them. For I don't know. I'll explain more when it actually happens because I don't want to go and tell you all kinds of news on stuff that's not going to happen. Um, but it'll be good news when it does. But either way, Dolce and Gabbana, great. That they are getting in the NFT space. That means they're just putting it out there to more people. And let me just say, they're trying to find ways to where you can borrow against your NFTs. When you talk about loans and everything, like your NFTs are going to hold some sort of value, apparently, So, depending on the NFTs, some are just, they're not going to be worth a whole lot. But then there's going to be other stuff that's just really going to be worth news. Why is there? Okay. People just get unfollowed for no reason, and I don't know, it drives me crazy. But anyways, cool news. Now we are going to talk about Cardano. Um, Now, if you don't know what Cardano is, we are going to tell you today just a little bit about this token. One reason why I am talking about Cardano today is because the market is down. There is really no news, and Cardano is on the Flare network. And one of the customers I was talking to today, at the end of the day, we were, he says that Cardano was one of the tokens that he followed. So I will go ahead and talk about that one. Because I appreciate when other people know other tokens other than just Doge and Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, excuse me, but let's talk about Cardano and what it can do for you. So, making the world work better for all. Cardano is a blockchain platform for changemakers, innovators, and visionaries with the tools and technologies required to create possibility for the many as well as the few and bring about positive global change. Now, it says our world is changing together. We can change it for the better. Cardano is a proof-of-stake blockchain platform, the first to be founded on peer-reviewed research and developed through evidence-based methods. It combines pioneered technologies to provide unparalleled security and sustainability to decentralized applications, systems, and societies. With a leading team of engineers, Cardano exists to redistribute power from uncountable structures to margins, to individuals, and be enabling force for positive change and progress. A history of impossible made possible. Now, one cool thing about Cardano is let's jump on over here to this whole enterprise area, where it says a developing platform Cardano is being built to accommodate a broad range of use cases, solving problems across multiple industry verticals. Now, I could go and just talk about all the jargon that, most coins put out there for you, right? But let's get into some of the details to show you what Cardano is really doing. When you buy the token, you want to know, well, what is it? Is it a stock? No, it's not a stock. It's something it's a part of the tool for Cardano, right? So let's see what Cardano does. For education, it says Solutions Credential Verification Product Atla Prism and then IOHK. Education. The issuance of academic certifications is heavily centralized. If diplomas, degrees, or other credentials are damaged or lost, the reissue process is often costly, and the issuing institution might no longer exist. Sharing these credentials is also difficult, as academic achievements are traditionally used in a physical form, which makes it almost impossible to share when and where needed. Atla Prism is an ID and credentials solution built on the Cardano blockchain. Atla Prism secures academic certification with an immutable and tamper-proof ecosystem, empowering students to own and share their achievements and institutions to instantly verify those credentials. Atla Prism simplifies this process by enabling individuals to instantly share verifiable credentials. Atla Prism gives students ownership and control of their academic achievements with no third-party intermediaries, while removing friction and costly inefficiencies from the process. The result: a seamless way for students and job seekers to provide who or to prove who they are and what they have achieved. So if you go to a college and you put all this money into a college, and you go and you get this degree, right? And say something happens, there's a fire or you move, crazy X, destroys your stuff. Like, all of a sudden you no longer have that proof, right? And let's say, well, that school was bought out by someone else and they no longer have the records, or the school just went bankrupt and sorry, you know, you, what do you do, right? So you're kind of screwed. You spent all this money, but now you can't use it. What you actually spent all this hard-earned money and time on, right? So what this right here is doing is giving you the tools to where now your credentials are stored in an online document, right? It's all secured on the blockchain. It will never disappear. No one's going to lose your documents. It's always going to be there. So that's great news, for all of you that are going to college now or get ready to go to college, because all of us that have already gone through it, well, guess what? I think it's pretty much we're at the point to where if we lost our stuff, that's it. I don't know if there's a way where we could, eventually upload our documents. That would take more research, and maybe we'll do that. But check that out. Education. So now let's go down here to retail. In 2018, counterfeit goods inflicted a US dollar of $300 billion blow to the global economy, and the problem is getting worse. If the trend is not reversed, markets will become flooded with fake products, leading to substantial financial losses, damages to brand reputation, and the market reduction in customer confidence. Now, first of all, I'm going to stop right there, and for all of you that say, well, it's who cares if it's a counterfeit? Well, if it's a counterfeit, you would care, because if you spend a lot of money on something, then you're going to want to make sure that that's a legit thing, right? And if you buy something knowing it's a counterfeit, like, oh, I'm going to go and buy these, Nikes that, are normally $250, but I'm going to pick them up for $60. and they look exactly like those, those shoes, but no one's going to know the difference. But the next, you get them wet, or there's maybe something that's used in the fabric that Nike wouldn't use that, has that you're going to have an allergic reaction to. Like all kinds of crazy things could happen from counterfeit stuff because they look good, it looks legit, but it's kind of you get what you pay for. So always be careful with stuff that's not like actual stuff. If it's a knockoff, just be buyer beware kind of thing. All right. So anti-counterfeiting initiatives often involve lengthy and costly processes with little discernible effect on the ongoing trade of counterfeit goods. Most fakes are sold online, which means that these rogue traders operate in relative impunity. Atlas Scan leverages blockchain technology to offer the solution to this problem, a tamper-proof system to establish product provenance and auditability to ensure that every product sold is certified original. So I don't know how they're going to certify everything. That one might be a little harder than the whole document thing. But you know what? That's really good for like, say Disney Marvel, right? They're gonna have all these toy lines coming out for Loki and the Scarlet Witch and Mephisto and just everyone that's gonna be coming out. I'm not saying Mephisto's coming out. Anyways, that's a whole different stuff. We're not talking Marvel right now. Anyways, so when you go and you spend money, like I saw there was like this one figure, it was like Galactus, and it was selling for $400 because he's a giant figure standing like 3 foot tall while all the other figures are really small, and his hands have like 72 points of articulation and craziness, right? So when you spend money on stuff like that, you want to make sure it's a legit thing. You don't want to go and spend $400 thinking you're getting this badass Galactus, and all of a sudden you go and try and grab your toy, and oh, sorry, you're not your toy, your action figure, and all of a sudden his hand falls apart or his arm falls off or something, right? He's supposed to eat worlds, and now he's just falling apart because he can't hold up Thor's hammer. I don't know. You would be upset, right? I would be too. All right, agriculture. The pandemic has starkly shown that maintaining a solid and constant supply chain is a key pillar for the success and sustainability of any industry sector, and indeed for the safety and well-being of the population. Agriculture is a source of food and sustenance whose supply chain must be kept going at all times, as livelihoods depend on it. Blockchain technology has emerged as a viable method to support all the stakeholders along the supply chain. Farmers, haulers, and retailers can use blockchain for product certification and traceability from farm to table using systems like AtlaTrace and Emergo's proprietary traceability solution for transparency in the supply chain. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that's basically for this AtlaTrace. It's when you get your food, there's a QR code on a lot of packages now. And if you've noticed, like say you have a bag of chips, and you could scan that bag of chips and it will take you to a website that gives you all the information on it. Now, once this blockchain stuff kicks in, you're going to be able to go and scan it, and you could say, look, the corn that they got from these chips came from XO Farms in, Kansas City, Missouri. And you could trace it all the way back there. Like, that's just what so that's pretty cool, being able to track on where it goes. And then I wonder if that even will let us know, well, do we get to see what kind of pesticides they used? you know because seriously, I would like to know what is in my food. Apparently the food in the UK has better regulations than the United States. Here you get something that has red in it. It has red dye number 40, which causes autism and all kinds of stuff. And we're supposed to give it to our kids with no problem. Which out there, I don't think you'd be allowed to have that kind of shit. So, excuse my language, but that stuff kind of annoys me. All right, government. Current credentials issuance and verification systems are inherently flawed. Document and control remains with the issuer rather than the individual. For example, which creates a strong dependency on third-party agencies. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to make sure I was reading this right. Sorry, dependency on third-party agencies to verify the document's authenticity. This usually involves a manually costly, time-consuming process, depending on the location and response time of the issuing authorities. Atla Prism addresses this flaw through provisions of a digital identity service. Leveraging blockchain technology, Atla Prism enables users to have full control of their credentials, which they can share instantly to verify anytime, anywhere. Now, you know what? This right here brings up the subject of voter ID. And, dude, I'm in the United States, so the whole political BS that's going on this past while is just ridiculous, right? And one thing that we really need across the world is voter ID. You know, we needed to make sure that our votes are the ones that are being counted and going where they need to be going. We need to make sure the dead are not rising from the grave just to cast their vote and then go back down. Okay? Like, we need real solutions here, and we need some real time freaking voting blockchain credentials where everything is all linked together, all your stuff is there. You can vote, it will still be secure and private, that no one will be allowed to see that except for the person that holds the key, which is you, unless you're using some exchange, probably. So hold your own stuff so no one has your info. Finance. Identity verification is a key step before accepting new credentials into financial institutions or other agencies. Simply opening a new bank account in certain countries takes weeks, for example. Other administrative processes, passport applications, or even longer. The onboarding process is slow and resource heavy, often involving multiple third parties, which with their own fees, etc., blah blah blah. So Atla Prism can streamline and accelerate onboarding through the utilization of reusable verified credentials. Atla Prism leverages blockchain technology to deliver a one-click user experience. And then the last one we're going to talk about is healthcare. And I'm not trying to skip over finance. Okay, yeah, everything. This is part of the whole voter ID thing I just talked about. All of our documents, our identity. We need to have a blockchain ID where this is me, this is my ID, that there is a way that we can keep that with us at all times where it shows on our phone when we go places and they need to see who we are. We can open up the app, whatever information they need to see is there. The authorities, pull us over. They could go and, look at whatever you allow them to see. Your driver's license, your registration, your insurance could all be shown right there. They could have a QR code that when they come up, they scan it, and because they're the police, they get, whatever information they have access to. So everything's going to be with QR codes. Just that's the way it's going to be. Our ID is going to be a QR code. So, and even with healthcare, it's going to be a QR code. With gaming, it's a QR code. So, healthcare Counterfeit and substandard medications pose a significant risk to public health and inflict severe financial loss to legitimate manufacturers. Cost peer-to-peer and other reasons push many people to acquire medications in online pharmacies, which in many cases lack strict control and regulations surrounding the manufacture and supply of therapeutic drugs. The World Health Organization estimates that more than 50% of medications sold online can be categorized as fake or substandard. And what that really means is there have been people that have gone out and made substandard pills, right? So say you take pill X, right? And it's, with the prices in healthcare, and it's just ridiculous. For you to pay out of your pockets, like say, a couple $100, right? Just for that one prescription. And you don't have that. And you see over here, Mr. F, okay, trying to sell your medication for 20 bucks. And you're like, wow, 20 bucks? That's a lot less than what I'm paying over here. That I'm only paying 10% of what I would pay. Like that is a bargain. Well, little do you know, those pills, yes, they look the same, but maybe don't have the right chemicals in it. Maybe half of it is baking powder, or something else, coating, or, just something that would supplement or at least look like this other thing, right? They're going to, so there have been studies of people getting medication that is, like a black market medication, hoping it's going to work, and then coming to find out what they're doing is really just poisoning and killing their family, and that's horrible to hear, right? We don't want to hear that. So you don't want counterfeit medication. You want the legit stuff. So this problem can be addressed through a blockchain solution called Atlas Scan. Atlas Scan can authenticate and verify the origin and supply chain of pharmaceutical products, guaranteeing the safety and well-being of the patients worldwide. So, with this, yes, people will say, well, it's a racket. You have to go through, this whole process to be, verified. But then, yes, you have to go this whole process to be verified. You know, so, we want to make sure everything, the information across the board is always the true information. And that's what blockchain technology is out there to help solve, is making sure everything is transparent to all of us, easy to find, easy to do, but also still have as much security as we can. And I know it's kind of odd to hear, transparency and security together, but it can work together. Um, you know, just how is, let's see how well these programs are put together. But I like the way they sound. And this right here is a great reason on why you'd want to invest in Cardano or ADA. So thank you everyone for hanging out in this episode of Flare Daily. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you. Um, yeah, you guys just have a great day, enjoy life. The stock market, the crypto market, the everything market is down. You know what? Instead of freaking out over it, go to the movies or, play some video games, hang out with your family, just enjoy your time together. Enjoy the time we have. And just know that we're working on building a better world for tomorrow, and the best way to participate is by investing in the projects that you think are worthwhile. All right, everybody, that is it for my video. Thank you for hanging out and sticking around through this. You're awesome. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's RedEyedJedi. I'll talk to you all later. Good night.